Hello everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I prepare my egusi soup. Right here I've got my chopped onion and tomatoes. I've got my blended egusi in here. These are melon seeds blended with water using a blender. I'm going to be using kale as my vegetable today. I've had to wash my kale. This is how it comes. It comes in this small box, in this small bag, and you can see that I've had to chop it up, wash it, chop it up, and then soften it as well. Kale is kind of like very tough in the mouth, so I use sodium bicarbonate to soften it. So that's it ready for cooking. And I'm also going to be using beef as well for today's recipe. I've had to boil my beef with salt, pepper, and Maggi. Those are seasoning cubes. If you want some stock in your beef, just let it with a bit of water in it. I just don't want extra water in this. So let's get started with our cooking. Our pot is warmed up and I'm going to be putting in vegetable oil into my pot. You can use any oil of your choice. It's going to do same thing. So today I'm going to be using vegetable oil. I'm just going to let this oil warm up for a bit and then I can start bringing in my onion. By the way, guys, I just want to welcome all of you who are new to this channel. If you're watching this for your first time, if you're on this channel for your first time, you are highly welcomed. And to my returning subscribers, I just want to shout out and say a big welcome to you all. Thanks for joining the family. And for those of you who have been there from and who have always been there to support me, I just want to say thank you for always being there. Kindly click on that red subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel. So you can see that our onion is all simmered up. I'm going to be adding in some spring onion. I love spring onion. It gives a very good flavor to your food. It never disappoints. So add your spring onion and then stir. We'll let it simmer for a bit as well, and then we can add in the chopped tomatoes. So I'll be transferring my chopped tomatoes into the pot now. And then we'll let this cook for a bit. So this recipe actually it's a very straightforward one, guys. I just don't want to go in with a lot of ingredients. If you want yours to be complicated, you can use a variety of different. You can use different meat and all that. You can use fish. You can add fish. You can add cow stomach and anything of your choice. But I just didn't want anything complicated. I just wanted to go straight forward with this, and this is all I'm literally going to be using for this recipe. So I'm going to let this simmer for a bit and then I can start to bring in my egusi. So that's our tomatoes right there. I think that should be enough now. It's fried nicely, and at this stage I'm happy to go ahead and add in my egusi, my blended egusi. So I'm going to be transferring all of my blended egusi in here. And please remember to reduce your heat to very low. Currently my heat is on 6 and I'm going to be reducing it to 2. So very low heating, because it has a very high probability of it getting burned underneath. Even if it's getting burned, we don't want it getting too burned. So I'm going to reduce it to 6 and then we'll let this cook nicely. So that's our egusi cooking nicely. If you had some stock in your beef, you could as well add a little bit of it at this stage. So that's it cooking nicely. I'm just going to check because I feel like it's getting burned underneath, so that's why I just came over to look at it and see how it's going. You can see at the center of the pot that it's getting burned actually. So I'll reduce the heat again to 1, because it's still not cooked yet. So we stir this and then we'll let it cook nicely on low heat. Alright guys, so I'm going to be covering this pot again and I'll let it cook continuously on a very low heat. I've had to turn this to 1 at the moment, so it's on very low. At this point, I'm happy with the outcome of it. It's been cooking nicely. I'm happy to go ahead and put in my stock and put in my beef. Sorry, I actually do not have any extra stock in it, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in the beef at this stage. A little bit of stock would be nice, so if you boil your meat with some stock in it, it's just going to make it even more juicy and taste better. I just don't want any extra liquid, so feel free to add a bit of stock in your beef when preparing yours. So we're going to stir this and then making sure everything is all mixed together. As I said, when I was boiling my meat, I added some salt, some pepper, and Maggi cubes already. So I'm just going to taste and see what it tastes like, before adding any extra seasoning to it. I'm going to be bringing in the vegetable now as well. So that's our vegetable. This is our kale that has been washed, softened with sodium bicarbonate, because kale can be very tough in the mouth if you use it without softening. So our kale as well is a very good choice of vegetable for those who don't have like the akomobong or ogo leaves. If you have the ogo leaves, it's the best option to use for your egusi, but if you do not have it, kale is good as well because it's fresh and it's readily available. So let's make sure everything is well mixed, and then, as I said, I'm going to taste and see if there's anything that needs to be added again. After tasting, I've now decided to add 1 seasoning cube again into my vegetable, and then I'm going to add a pinch of salt as well. You guys, I love my egusi very green. It just depends on what you want. If you want yours more like whitish, more of the egusi in it, just put a bit of the vegetable. If you want yours more green, put more of the vegetable. So it's just supported proportion of the veg to the egusi. So stir everything and let this simmer. Again, I just want to thank you all who have watched this video to this point. Thanks for stopping by today. Thanks for joining this family. Thank you for subscribing already. I want to believe that before you watch to this point, you must have subscribed already. So I just say thank you already for subscribing to this channel. And believe me, you're definitely going to enjoy this and you won't have any reason to regret joining. You guys, can you see exactly what it looks like already? I normally like to go in with yams. You can have yours with plantains. I just like to go with chewing cocoa yams. I prefer something that I can chew with my egusi. So that's my egusi ready here, and that's literally the end of our cooking. Thank you guys for joining. I sincerely appreciate. Please keep showing the love.